Okay, back with part 2, so we'll carry on from where we left off. We'll go into the Twit app. Now this has been specifically written for the iPad. When you start this up, of course this is on my home network, which is reasonably fast. When you start this up, you will come up with two windows, a diary or a calendar down here to show you what's on. You can set this to your own time zone, because obviously the states are way behind, but this will tell you what's on in UK time. So it will tell us that tonight at 1900, for example, we have Windows Weekly coming up, and that will appear live up here. This is a recorded show that's showing now, which will have been done in the past, and that runs continuously. Quite a nice sound. I've got the speaker stuck on the floor here, so maybe we can't hear that so well. So what we can do with this is we can rotate that to that view, and we get 3 different windows there, and we can have a chat window open, and so that will connect to the chat show, which is nice when you have the live stuff on. You can really use that. It's quite usable. And we still have the calendar. We have a smaller video window, but you'll remember I started off that way. The home button is over here. Let's carry on. Let's go round that way. And that's quite nice, and then let's try that again, and that's impressive to me actually. When people talk about speed, maybe I'm easily pleased, but it's streaming video, running a chat, static window at the bottom admittedly, and it's quite happy to continuously 360 keep going all the way, and there's very little delay there at all.
The integrity of the certificate authorities.
And that theme continues. If you go back to the home screen, this doesn't do this on the iPhone, but it allows you to carry on doing that to your heart's content. This is my first try with the camera, so please forgive my positioning here. I'm getting to it, and that's got some useful uses, shall we say, because you can have your headphone socket and your on/off button on that side, and you can have your control. So depending if you're left or right-handed, you can have your controller here, and you can have but wherever you want. You know, literally put the buttons wherever you actually want to put them. Now, one little weirdity that I find strange at the moment, I have to open up a US iTunes account to be able to download some of this stuff. So I'm going to show you Scrabble, which is the US version, which we won't have this one in the UK. We may or may not get something, but we won't have this one. Now this is loading the dictionary and everything, so it takes a few seconds to actually load, but you can see once it's loaded, this is just something that I just started as a demo. I'm not playing this or anything, but have a look at that. How much pop has that screen got there? Pretty awesome. So that's that, and again, you know, there's no ifs or buts or maybes with this interface. They're you know, clearly they're the masters at this, and nobody can tell me that the HP Slate or the Courier is going to do this like this. I'm sorry, I'll believe it when I see it. Interestingly, go and have a look at the Arcos 9 review that's been posted online recently. That'll give you a clue of how things are going to go. Anyway, let's go back to the home screen and show you another fantastic app, which is strangely, because we pay the license fees in the UK, but strangely our American cousins have got this. We haven't. It's not in the UK App Store, just the US one, which is kind of weird, but it gives you a worldwide view, and the first look, really, we can have a look at video here. In fact, I was trying to find this volcanic story on my MacBook earlier, and it's the BBC
volcanic ash poses a serious hazard to
servers were completely and utterly overloaded on the standard Flash player, but I've always been able to play it on the HTML5 version, which this clearly is. So that is pretty impressive. That goes straight into the YouTube or the video viewer, I should say, not YouTube. You can scroll these lines so that you can look at the stories as you go, or indeed you can scroll the actual story itself. The other thing, it's got a nice little touch, which is perhaps a future thing. Click a little button in the corner called Live Radio, and as one would hope. We have live radio in the background while you read it. Now, if you imagine when the OS 4 comes in for iPad, which is in the autumn, that could be left running in the background, as could any radio program, and I think it's going to be an awesome way forward. And a little tribute there to Guy Cuny. Great guy, and died recently, as we know, sadly. Let's go back to the where we always go, the home screen. This was a video that I uploaded yesterday, which was taken a year or two back on a high definition camcorder, popped into iTunes and exported out for the iPad. So been through a couple of iterations there and lost some quality on the way, but still pretty impressive. It was originally done in HD. Gives you an idea of how video looks on the screen. And this was actually in the back garden. I was actually outside, a few feet away from that when it was filming it. It saw me and off he went, but just not showing you the nature side of it, just showing you how the video quality works, and it works rather well. The jerkiness there is me filming it. We're trying not to scare them off at the same time, which actually with her wasn't a problem because she stayed in the garden for 25 minutes. This was I think around 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So yeah, pleased with that. Anyway, that's that side of it done. Photos are fairly typical of the. We've seen all the flashy sort of flick, but I mean it's neither here nor there. You sort of look at it. The thing works in exactly the same way as you'd expect any iPhone or iPad to work. And that's a rare shot there of a fox leapfrogging a sheep. Quite valuable, and striding edge, and some various photos there that we've done. That's the photo app. What else can I show you? If you want to see anything particular, drop me some notes, and I'll come and do some more of these. If I'm boring you shiteless, then obviously don't watch anymore, I guess is the answer. I think that's a good insight into the way that the whole thing works. No real surprises for anyone that's familiar with an iPhone, but there could be a few surprises for people that aren't at all familiar with an iPhone.